Hey guys, join me as I deal with leggy petunias and get them planted in the flower beds today. What's up everybody, and thank you for joining me today here at Horticulture Geek in the garden. I'm so glad that you have tuned in to this quick video. Today I am working on getting my Supertunia Vista Bubblegums planted. Let me get that so you can see the tag there. So these are the Vista Bubblegums, and I'm gonna get these planted in the front yard today in our front flower beds. But this is a common problem that you have with petunias, is when they grow together in a flat, and I do have a whole flat of these right here, they get intermixed and then they start to get leggy. Okay, so how do we deal with that problem, and how am I going to plant them? Okay, so I've got you flipped around now to where you can see what I'm talking about. So I have a flat of Supertunias here, and when you have a flat of this is the one I just had held up, but it is very common when you have a flat of plants like this that they are going to start to grow together. And so the first thing that you're going to have to do, right here is our first one, is we're going to have to separate these. These branches are all intertwined. So what you want to do is be very careful, very slow and steady, and get your plants pulled apart. Now, Supertunia Vista Bubblegums are extremely vigorous growers, and they have a habit of growth where they kind of mound and spread. All this is doing right now is spreading. It's not a very even coverage growth. And so it is always a good idea when your petunias look like this, it's called getting leggy because they've put out giant legs, okay, to give them a haircut. So all we're gonna do is just take a pair of scissors or a pair of pruners, whatever you have handy, and we're gonna follow that stem in just a little ways. And we always want to cut near an intersection of the plant. So if I can get this one right there, you can see, so I have a leaf structure here, then some stem, and then a leaf, and then a stem, and then some leaves. So I'm just gonna follow back a couple of stems and give that a little cut right there. Then I'm gonna do the same thing over here on this one. Follow it back, give it a little haircut, follow it back, give it a little haircut, and right here, give a little haircut there, and a little haircut there. Okay, so now that I have that cut up just a little bit, just by the sheer act of trimming those branches a little bit, it is going to encourage more bushiness and more growth from that plant. So now that's ready to plant. So I'm going to work through the rest of this tray real quick and get the rest of these separated and give them a little quick haircut. Okay, so I've got them all pruned up, and as you can see right here, I have cut off a lot of straggly branches and a lot of blooms. Okay, don't be afraid to cut off a few blooms. It really does help the plants in the long run. It's going to take off a little bit of top growth, so when I plant these in just a moment, the plant has more energy to focus on developing roots and then new branches and new flowers. And like I said, all this leggy growth that I cut off is going to encourage that plant to start filling in. And once I give them space to spread out in their new home, they will start mounding and spreading out a lot more vigorously, as opposed to just following these leggy branches out, okay? So it really is a good thing. If you've got leggy petunias, trim them back a little bit. You're gonna sacrifice some blooms, and that's okay. Now, here's the other thing that you can do. If you want to, these cuttings, you can root these, okay? So you can just clean off the stem. If you have a little rooting hormone powder, which can be purchased at any garden center or big box store. Let me strip this one back. So I would clean my end off, dip it in a little rooting powder, plop that in a little pot of dirt, and you can root these. Petunias do root pretty well. Now, here's something to caveat that. Don't try to root these and sell them. That's copyright infringement. These particular plants are copyrighted plants or trademarked plants, okay? Proven Winners has a trademark on Supertunia Vista. So if you try to propagate and sell, you're gonna get in trouble. But you can propagate and use in your own garden, and that's not an issue. All right, so there's my caveat. So now it's just time to plant. I am gonna be using my Biotone starter in the whole of each one of these plants. Again, I want these petunias to set good, healthy, deep roots. The Biotone has a root stimulant in it, and it has mycorrhiza for the soil that is going to help the plants really get established so that they are good, strong, and healthy. And to plant these is super simple. I'm using an auger today. The same auger you use to plant bulbs and stuff with is a perfect size for this canister. So you can line it up there. I'll show you. It makes the perfect hole. So all we're going to be doing is zipping out in the front yard, drilling our holes out, and planting our plants. So here we go. All right, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this quick video showing you how to deal with leggy petunias and a planting method using the auger, because some of you may not have known you can do that. Obviously, at this point, most gardeners know that you can do bulbs that way, but augers really are handy to do your other plantings as well. And as a matter of fact, you can get augers in different sizes, like Proven Winners actually sells different size augers that are compatible with the size of containers they sell. Other gardening supply companies sell planting augers as well. The auger I use is just a standard auger from a big box store. It is not a name brand auger, and it does the work for me. I personally did not feel the need to invest in a name brand auger. Now, if I wanted a bigger auger to plant 1 gallon, 3 gallon, 5 gallon size containers, if I was going to be planting that much, I would definitely invest in a planting auger that is appropriately sized. But for the average home backyard gardener, a standard auger is really good for fitting canisters that annuals come in. Obviously, it's big enough to plant 6-pack stuff. If you need an auger for that, 6-packs usually don't require it. But a planting auger really is a lifesaver if you have a lot of containers to plant. And so I hope that has shown you guys something new today, maybe inspired you. So the next time you see a tray of leggy petunias in your garden center, and whether it's Proven Winners brand or just a normal wave petunia or any other kind of petunia, hopefully that tip will help you. Give them a quick haircut back to a good set of leaves. Give them a little shaping. It's okay to get rid of some of the blooms because they're gonna bloom crazy for you just in a few weeks down the road as soon as they're established in their new home, and it really will give you a better shape plant for your garden. So guys, I hope you have liked this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. And if you do anything different with your petunias when you plant them, hey, leave those tips and advice in the comments as well so that other gardeners can glean from your own experience. Guys, until next time, from my garden to yours, I wish you all the best and happy gardening.